All right, so Love is figuring it out. That's cool. But, of course, I want to talk about Dan Campbell first. A lot of second-guessing. Man, he has a lot of balls he plays in the fourth quarter throughout the season. And I give him credit for just coming out and saying that was on me. But what do you think of that decision, though, to go for that?
Totally bizarre, Jay.
Yeah.
And as a guy, I used to play that punt wing on the right side there. First off, this is a very generic play call for a punt fake. Everybody has it, and you usually use it when it's a full-blown rush. If you notice here, the Packers have 3 guys that are in 2-point stance. They're not rushing, and they can react easily here. So, again, this is a moment where you think, hey, they're going to bring the house, you know, that type of energy, and we're just going to run to the outside. There's nothing real trickery about it, no trickery. And it's just totally, totally bizarre that not only they would call it there in that situation, but then they wouldn't have the ability to check out of it.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it. Again, this is a very generic punt fake, to just add on to the fourth down misery the Lions experienced today.
And sticking with Dan Campbell, like from the very first play from scrimmage, you noticed something was off with Detroit on Thursday.
Yeah, they were outrageously and just badly outcoached. I mean, the Packers, there's a few plays here that really stuck out to me, but the Packers win the coin toss, and they elect to take the ball, and what do? Right off the top, boom, first play. This is something you draw up. And Jordan Love's not looking anywhere but this shot right here. Bam. And again, to me, this ball's underthrown. Later on, 3rd and 1, goal line. Oh, we know that this man coverage, you got wide open Kraft. We knew this. And this is even more fascinating. Look at the situation here. 4th down, 3rd and 1. They're going to blitz the outside backer. That means the inside backer has to scrape over the top. Jordan Love can run. No, we dive right inside. We have a 37-yard rush. You look at these plays, and for me, these guys just aren't prepared. I'm not putting this on the players. Mm-hmm. Again, that last play there, Jordan Love, speaks volumes to me, Jay. It's a zone read.
Yeah.
We defend this all the time. It's the number 1 play in college. Everybody knows what it is, 3rd and 1. We got to have gap responsibility, a little defensive integrity here, and we're just out to lunch. And to me, that says coaches didn't have these guys prepared.
So they've got the Saints next week. How you feeling about the Lions? We were feeling so good about them going into this game. How you feeling after this one?
I mean, they should win. They need the turnovers are the glaring issue. Jared Goff has 6 turnovers in the last 2 games. And today, they lose by 7. This is a good news for the Lions fans out there. You lose by 7 points in the turnover margin. You were -3 in. So that's actually kind of says to me that you played pretty well minus the turnovers. You know, you cut a few of those out, you probably win the game.
Well, and on the flip side, how about the Packers? They're now 5-6. All of a sudden, they're just a game back of that final wild card spot in the NFC. I got to tell you, Melissa Stark, that's a difficult job trying to interview those dudes while they're eating. They're trying to talk while they're eating. The whole thing's just very difficult to watch.
Yeah.
I'm glad we showed it to you.
It makes me sick, you know, as a guy who feels like I'm still part of the Seattle kind of culture there.
Right.
To see the Niners on our field eating turkey, like my remembering of Thanksgiving was when we were in their field and was hoisting the turkey over his head.
Yeah.
And then tables have turned on me
This is a
here.
low
I feel
point.
kind of helpless right now.
Yeah, that's a tough one to watch.
I don't like that.
And then McCaffrey, just like another unbelievable game. He just dominated in the game. And, you know, I asked you this week on Luke Who's Talking, like, is he the guy who could potentially win the MVP? Like, after every game, it seems like he's getting closer and closer to actually making it happen.
You know, I don't know how this is not more talked about.
Yeah.
I mean, tonight he goes for a total of 139 yards if you combine his rushing and receiving. Another 2 touchdowns. Again, that gives him 16 total touchdowns in 11 games. And it's not like it's one-dimensional. You know, you look at some of these plays here. I mean, yes, he bounces here. He makes a guy miss. To me, this is still in between the tackles. And this, to me, is just, it's the epitome of who he is. Okay, we get blown up here, no problem. I'll find a hole. I take a hit. Boom. We're still going to find a way into the end zone. He's a wildly tough runner, and he's also very, very athletic and shifty and has that explosiveness. And one of my favorite moments for him, which is not on the stat sheet, Jay, was there was a catch earlier in the game to Deebo Samuel, and I'm sitting here going, where is this defender? It was Julian Love trying to drop back. He should have covered that, and it was his zone coverage. He was covering, which wasn't even running a route, the fake on McCaffrey.
Wow.
So my point of that is not only is he so important to this offense when he's touching the ball, but even when he's running fakes or he's doing really nothing as a decoy, it's opening so many things up for other players. I cannot fathom with the stats that he has, the touchdowns that he's getting, that he's not more involved in this conversation.
It makes a lot of sense to me. It would be the first time since Adrian Peterson that a non-quarterback would win the MVP. Okay, Green Bay, now within a game of Seattle for a playoff spot in the NFC. I know this is tough for you to take your Seahawks bias out of this because the Seahawks and Packers have a lot of history too.
Oh, we do.
Boy, do you guys ever. So try to take your bias out of it. Between the Packers and Seahawks, who's making the postseason?
I still am going to go with Seattle. Seattle has a gauntlet schedule coming up, but the end of their schedule gets quite a bit easier, last 3 games. And also, I think the Packers have shown a lot of improvement here, Jay, and I'm not trying to take anything away from their win today. But that being said, they beat the Chargers and the Lions are obviously good, but they gave up 3 turnovers today. Again, you beat the Lions by 7, and you win the turnover margin 3-0. I'm not sure I'm ready to put the stamp of this Green Bay Packers team has arrived, Jordan Love has arrived, and they're just going to run the table.
Right.
I think 9 games does it. I'm not sure if the Seahawks get a win in the next 3 or 4 weeks, but I do think they finish the season pretty strong based on who they're playing, where I think the Packers will be okay, probably right around 500, but I'm not ready to put the seal of, hey, this team's going to the playoffs.
All right, so Seahawks fans, Luke's still in your corner. And by the way, we talk about Seattle's tough schedule. Both teams actually have a tough week next week. Packers host Kansas City, Seahawks in Dallas for the Thursday nighter. And the Cowboys are now 8-3. Massive day for Dak. But we should mention, because we like to get under the skin of Cowboys fans sometimes, they haven't beaten a team over 500 all season. Do we really know if they're serious contenders at this point? Because that Commanders team did not look good on Thursday.
Very fair, and I understand where these questions come from, Jay. But this Dallas Cowboys team is beyond a serious contender. They are the real deal. I put them in the same conversation with the Eagles and the Niners as 1, 2, 3 in the NFC. They do everything you want to see in a team. Today, ran the ball for 100. I mean, we talked about Dak Prescott throwing the ball. There were some throws on time. He was able to extend the play. 10 different guys got the ball. You look at another guy who's just silenced everybody, Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, this offense is firing on all cylinders. It's unbelievable. Everybody's eating. I sit here and watch this team, and there's only one real question that I have, Jay, and that is Dak Prescott in moments where the teams are a little better, he's going to have to make that one play in crunch time, and that's going to push them over the edge. Yep. And to be honest with you, the way he's rolling right now, I think if you're a Cowboys fan, you like it.
You're feeling good.
And my next gripe with this whole, and I'd love to be a Cowboys hater, I really would, but it's like they don't make the schedule. They sit there and be like, oh, we haven't beaten anybody good, but what they are doing, which, as we saw today, other teams are not, is when they're playing teams that are way better than, they're beating the heck out of them across the board, which is what you want to see. They're playing good fundamental football. They're running up the score. They're great on defense. They're great on offense. Again, to me, they are right in the conversation with the Eagles and the Niners.
Pierre LeBrun is so happy with you right now.